Welcome to another episode of Robbie Comics. My name is Robbie, and these are comics. Alright, we have got a fat stack of books today. Look at all those. There's a bit of a running theme with a lot of these, but they are all modern books. They're stuff that I basically picked up from my comic shop. I went to Cardiff the other week, so I found a few cool variants out in the wild. And then there's a few bits and pieces that I've picked up from things like eBay sales and such. So, but they are all modern books. Yeah, they're absolutely awesome. Some of the artwork on these books is it's phenomenal. So let's get into it. So first of all, this is a variant issue of the new Incredible Hulk run. Really awesome front cover. I love how it's kind of like a pastel watercolor. You got obviously Banner here in the negative space. Super awesome book. Absolutely love it. And then we've got the rest of a few more issues from the Donny Cates Hulk run. So we've got issue 12 with Hulk on Throne. Really cool. I still need to finish reading these. I think I've got a couple more that I still need to grab. But the run is nearly complete, so I'll be able to read that and finish it soon. Then we've got issue 11. Really cool front cover. It's kind of almost like an homage to that, what was it, one of the Hulk annuals where he's holding the Hulk up, but it's kind of like more of a front-on view. I'm sure it's probably not that, but it kind of reminds me of that. Very nice. And then we've got latest issue of She-Hulk, issue 14. I think this is the origin of this character whose name I can't remember. The Scoundrel, I think he's called. I think it's kind of like his origin story or his backstory kind of thing. But yeah, still enjoying this run so far. It got a little bit stale at some points, but it's starting to pick up a little bit. I think there's a bit more of a chemistry between She-Hulk and the Scoundrel now. We've also got the variant, which I just had to pick up. I mean, look how awesome that is. The artwork is so good. Again, I can never remember a variant artist's name. I wish they had like some kind of like name up here. I mean, obviously you've got like their signature on this, but I just don't recognize them half the time. But it'd be nice to have that just on the front cover somewhere so you can reference it. But still, solid artwork. Then we've got Doctor Strange issue 5. This is starting to really pick up now. There's this is basically focusing on the wedding between Clear's mum and some other sorcerer supreme of some warring dimension or something. But it's kind of like a cool little twist at the end where as they're getting married, like so much crap just kicks off, and you basically got General Strange at the end of this issue. So it's like, holy shit, what is he doing here, sort of thing. So it's really cool. It's a really fun story. I remember seeing this on a video a little while ago. It was on like the trending 10 for some reason. But this is the Joker Uncovered issue 1 foil variant. So it's got a nice shiny. The detail on this front cover is so good, and it's so fucking creepy. Like, look at just Joker's face alone. And you got the Robin that's crying, holding a little Batman plush. Oh, bless. But it is absolutely creepy. I got it from Sin City Comics. I tried to get the sticker off, but I couldn't. But I'll probably swap the bag out at some point. But this is basically, it kind of goes through lots of like covers of Joker comics, going from like somewhat modern to fairly new stuff. But yeah, I had to pick it up. It was only £8. Absolutely love that front cover. I think this is the second to last issue of Grimm. So we've got Grimm issue 11. I think the main character, I think her name's Jessica, is starting to come to terms with the fact that she is Death's daughter. So it's kind of like she's actually now taking ownership of that, and hopefully we'll see her kick absolute ass in the next issue. And then we've got, so again, these are more for my poll list now, I think. So we've got Spiderman issue 10. Really cool front cover. I don't think I've read this one yet. I've had so much stuff I needed to read, but I don't think I've read this one yet. But really nice front cover. Well, I'm still enjoying the bag, especially with the introduction of Spider-Boy. I think he's going to be an awesome character. And then we've got Edge of Spider-Verse issue 4 with Dream Spider and I think it's Arana. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I love Headline as a character. J. Jonah Jameson is fucking Spider-Man, but he's not Spider-Man. He's called Headline, and his like suit is basically just made out of newspaper. I thought it was great. Oh man, but yeah, if they do a spin-off of Headline, I'll be 100% behind it. I think that'd be so fucking cool. But I love this front cover of Dream Spider, really nice. And I've got this creepy ass front cover for Red Goblin issue 1. I actually found this when I was in Cardiff. I think it was in they have like a what's the shop called? Forbidden Planet. That's it. And it was just amongst all the all the new releases for the week or the month or what have you. So I grabbed it. I don't know anything about it. I know of the Red Goblin from another Spider-Man run. So this must obviously be some kind of spin-off, but yeah, just I love the front cover. That like silhouette of, well, the like highlights of his face and stuff, super dope. I probably wouldn't mind getting that in a Virgin variant. I think if they did one, I don't know. World Tree issue 3, again continuing on with the fucked up front covers. This poor dude getting his blood drunk by his dog. You got the main character Fear up in the top there in the tree with a crossbow. Obviously he's must have been taken over by the whatever it's called, the underweb or something. And then I found this in a bookshop, and he had a bunch of comics, but they were all kind of like non-key stuff that he had priced out quite heavily. So they were kind of like retail value, but really old. Like we're talking like early 2000 books. So I didn't really spend much time there. But then I came across this for like £3. I think it was £3.50. Yeah, £3.50. As first Captain Carter. So I had to grab it. I remember this book was actually quite hot before the Multiverse of Madness came out. But you never know, if like she does get her own TV show or film, then this could spike again, and I've already got 2 copies of this, so that's going to be, hopefully be able to get that one sold. I think, yeah. I don't know if you guys remember, but during Free Comic Book Day, I said I was going to really get into the Night Terrors run, and a bunch of the Night Terror books came out over the last couple of weeks. So I've gone a little bit crazy with it, so bear with me. But my plan is to collect all the tie-ins. I've got a pretty substantial amount of them so far. But this is the First Bloods. This is kind of like the lead up to the main story. Obviously you've got Insomnia as the main villain. Puts all the DC heroes and villains to sleep, and he's after something called the Nightmare Stone, and he's sort of running around people's dreams to try and find it, but obviously they are conscious that they're in their dreams or aware of it, so it's kind of like their interaction with their like nightmares and their worst dreams and fears and such. So it's kind of cool. I love the interaction between Batman and Deadman. I love the fact that Deadman's like every now and then will take over Batman's body, and Batman's like, for God's sake, leave me alone, which is kind of fun. But yeah, so that's issue 1, and then I had to get this variant when I saw it. Again, this was from Sin City Comics. I think I paid another £8 for it, but that as a I think it's a Virgin variant, but it's like a neon. So there's the 2 to compare. Oh, just love that front cover. It's so good, so good. It's super detailed. Love it. And then I saw this one on eBay. I couldn't say no to it because Deadman's I'm kind of getting into Deadman a little bit. But yeah, that front cover is just sick. The artwork, the fucking spectral tentacles and the skulls in the background. He's kind of like got this like ghostly veil kind of over his face. Ah, so good. But yeah, that's still issue 1, which is nice. And then this is kind of like the first official issue, I think. Night Terrors issue 1, where you got Insomnia eating Deadman and Batman. Again, the story is great. Like if you haven't started reading this and you're a bit of a horror nerd and you kind of enjoy spooky, gory stuff, definitely recommend this series. It's so awesome so far. I have a feeling it's gonna end quite abruptly, but a lot of the tie-ins kind of like flesh it out a bit. So which I guess is what they're kind of supposed to do. So these are the tie-ins now. So we've got Green Lantern's tie-in. I think there's 2 issues of every. So there'll be issue 1 and 2 of Green Lantern, and then I think there's 4 issues of the main story arc. But every tie-in is at least 2 issues. So that's Green Lantern's really cool front cover on that one. And then you've got the Flash. The Flash is kind of cool. Like what's his name? His his son, I can't remember, the Flash's son or his like protege or something, he basically gets absolutely destroyed. And the Flash, and he says he's seen a monster in the like Speed Force, and Flash is Barry's trying to figure out what's going on. And then it's like the last shot, and he's just like, "Oh my god, I see the monster!" And it's just fucked up. So I'm kind of really interested to see that one. Ravager was a bit boring. Wasn't that good. I get that obviously she doesn't really have any like superpowers. She's obviously Deathstroke's daughter and whatnot, but yeah, I just didn't really gel with it. And it might be because I don't really know much about her as a character, but yeah. But this one wasn't that good. But I'll still probably get issue 2 though. Like I said, I'm planning on buying every single tie-in, every single issue of this run. And then had to get the Joker. I just love the fact that his nightmare is the most reflective of real life, and that he's just some Joe Schmo who works in an office, but he's still able to like go absolutely batshit crazy. He takes some guy out with a microwave, which was cracking me up. But yeah, I just love that front cover. And then we've also got the variant, which I just had to get. It was so cool. There, look how freaking awesome that is, with his like face, like his actual real self in the back of it. You got him and Batman fighting on some fucking monsters, and then just this bit here, it just says "Wake up." Oh, it's so good, so good. Loving this artwork. I was a little bit disappointed with the Poison Ivy one. It kind of starts off at the end of her story outside of Night Terrace kicks off, where she kind of like moves to a swamp and basically kicks Killer Croc out of his shack, and she's like, "I want to live here now, but you know, you have to leave." So it kind of kicks off from there. But yeah, it's very like suburban mum, like in America in the like the 80s kind of vibe. But everything's very disjointed, so it's kind of cool. I hope they ramp it up a little bit, because the artwork from the Poison Ivy run that I'm reading is awesome. I kind of hope they kind of twist it in with issue 2 of this one. But yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with this one, but still fun to read. And then lastly, my latest one is the Batman tie-in, where he basically is his like child self. And there's a horrific scene where this kind of like bat creature with a gun on his face from like Batman's nightmare, he essentially vomits that up, but it's so disjointed and grotesque. It's so cool. And then he just starts, like, the bat starts chasing him down and shooting at him and stuff, and yeah, but it's really fun. So I'm really enjoying this one. I think I've got Robin and Nightwing due to come soon, and yeah, we'll see what happens with those. But that's it. That is the stack of books that I got today. So I hope you enjoyed that. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I'm absolutely loving this Night Terror series. Let me know down below if you're collecting it and what your favorite covers, tie-ins are, etc. It'd be really awesome. But yeah, thank you so much for watching again. If you like what I'm doing, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And as always, stay crispy and peace out.